Trump's ceasefire scam, how he forced Ukraine into a deal. Imagine if, in 1940, Theodore Roosevelt had called Winston Churchill and told him, "You're going to have to make a deal with Adolf Hitler, otherwise we're turning off military support." Oh, and you might have to give up part of your island while you're at it. That's exactly the kind of dirty, underhanded move Donald Trump just pulled on Ukraine. After weeks of escalating pressure, Trump forced Ukraine into a so-called ceasefire with Russia by cutting off military aid, halting intelligence sharing, and leaving President Volodymyr Zelenskyy with no choice but to take whatever deal was put in front of him. With Ukraine's survival on the line, Trump held them hostage, making it clear that if they didn't agree, the US would continue to block the support they desperately needed to fight off Russian aggression. The deal, announced after negotiations in Saudi Arabia, supposedly calls for a 30-day ceasefire, but only if Vladimir Putin agrees, which is far from guaranteed. Hours after Ukraine accepted the ceasefire, Russian forces launched an airstrike on Kyiv, a clear indication that Putin has no intention of playing by the rules. But Trump, ever eager to play the dealmaker, stood outside the White House and declared victory. That's a total ceasefire. Ukraine has agreed to it, and hopefully Russia will agree to it, hopefully. Because that's all Ukraine can do at this point, hope. Trump's national security team, led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, spun the situation as a win. "The ball is now in Russia's court," Rubio said. But let's be real, Trump made sure Ukraine had no cards left to play. By shutting off military and intelligence support, he left Zelenskyy backed into a corner, forced to accept an agreement that benefits the Kremlin more than Kyiv. Of course, this wasn't just about peace. Along with the ceasefire, Trump's team also revived a controversial minerals deal that would give the US a 50% stake in Ukraine's critical resources. That's right, Trump wasn't just blackmailing Ukraine into a ceasefire, he was making sure there was a financial kickback in the process. The message was clear. If Ukraine wanted US help, they had to make it profitable for Trump and his allies. The so-called peace deal is nothing more than a scam, a political stunt designed to make Trump look like a peacemaker while handing Putin exactly what he wants. Even as European allies scrambled to support Ukraine, Trump made sure Kyiv was alone, ensuring that their only way forward was surrendering to his terms. It remains to be seen if Putin will even pretend to follow the ceasefire agreement. But one thing is already clear. Trump isn't a statesman like Roosevelt. He's just another authoritarian strongman, forcing weaker nations into submission. And if this is how he treats Ukraine, America's most loyal allies should be very, very worried. Please like and subscribe, even share this with a friend, and help me grow my channel.